Surprised that the two simultaneous bans already off the rip is Emma Frost.
Yeah, followed that little glowing box there. And again, these are bans for the other team. They can still play it, and then obviously saves for their own team as well. We've got Emma off the rip, and we've got that Magneto save. Ultron, though, is going to be banned as well. We saw that in the most banned graphic under Domination. We saw a lot of strategists. Let's see if this continues to be after this. Luna, an invisible woman in the show we've seen before.
And on Krakoa too. Okay, it's going to be interesting. Yep, it looks like we're following that similar tradition here. Loki's going to be the next one banned. I wouldn't be surprised if the third one there is going to be Luna, as the safety for the Wolverine goes in favor for FlyQuest.
Yeah, strong ban there from Punisher, getting Olten's off that character. Olten's played a great Punisher, like I said, MVP multiple times, so they did their homework. They know what they're doing against that. And then towards the save for FlyQuest, Energy loves himself a little Logan action, so you see definitely him trying to save that for himself.
Now going on to the very final safe pick here, just to defend that Luna Snow. Okay, so their third ban had gone into that Adam Warlock. No res comps here for any shenanigans, and it's going to be the Human Torch finalizing everything here as we have our safety picks and the legend bans. Looking on the other side, though, Adam Warlock, Loki, and Ultron, three of the strategists actually banned from play here. While you look on the other side, the Punisher being the target here, too.
Yeah, they've got, it's like the duelist bands versus the strategists. They've got two of the, again, at least in Ignite, the most popular and honestly caring duelists that we've had with Human Torch and Punisher. And particularly here on Krakoa, guys. Krakoa, first map for Domination, and Human Torch does a great job on there. We've seen a lot of the movement and point takes all come at the hands of Final Judgment, mixed with the Coachella dance floor of Luna. Highly used combo right now. Again, Krakoa, it's always going to be Dom, first map, just a random map. And then the loser would pick the map in the mode between Convergence and Convoy.
Of course. Then you got for game number 2, aside from that Convoy Convergence, the team who did lose out on map number 1 does get to pick what side they want to start on for map number 2, as well as the ban side, which I always find interesting too. You know, even though you lost out on that first map, you have another way of trying to push your advantage here. If you feel like that red side with the triple ban back-to-back is a lot stronger for your team. I also love these little flybys here too, while we get set up for our very first game for our first series of the day.
Yes, and it is Audios over light as the teams are coming in. They're heading right for the point. We've got that Kate going to push the team forward. I like that we've got Oltens, it looks like, swapping over to a little Storm action instead of Punisher. And we saw a little bit of this, but not too much, as they're both meeting here in the middle ground, heading right for the point.
There we go, your kitty, the Hulk and the Wolverine combo from FlyQuest, who already starts swiping and dicing here. Adios gets that very first pick onto bed. British Tree stunned just for a little bit here too, while Olsen's just try to linger back. They have to wait out on that one Vanguard to rejoin with the rest of JOBLESSBUMS. This gives favor to FlyQuest on this first point.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. We have not seen much Namor at all in this tournament, especially the team up with the Gamma Squid. This might be the first that I've seen, at least in the tournament. And we've got the full game. I like just going right in full throttle as Energy wants to try to get some elims off the bat here. Cooper getting a elim on Olsen's there. And right now, Cooper showing Luna's insane ability to DPS alongside Energy. FlyQuest looking strong on this first fight.
They're immediately always able to get that first pick. Side by side, Cooper's in the right place here. And I love how you highlighted the Namor too, because we haven't been able to see that Namor here. Side by side with FlyQuest and the way that they've taken another second team fight. It looks like it's back to the drawing board for JOBLESSBUMS, as they may be able to come out with some changes. And yes, they do. British Tree over to the group now.
Yes, we have JOBLESSBUMS now recalibrating, trying to get all together here. They're trying to take this left flank. We have 61% through the ult there. Forky can definitely open up with that Eternal Bond to get things rolling. But right away, you just see FlyQuest. They are not intimidated. We've got the Moby Dick coming off of Namor, trying to get that damage early. Look at this, Vicky. Just another great hit here from FlyQuest.
Look, even though British Tree got that pick, but after making that swap with Ben, after British Tree was originally, I believe, on the mag and Ben was on the thing, it still hasn't helped them out, because FlyQuest are putting in so much damage output, and they still have 3 ults available.
Yeah, I like Olsen's here on Hela much more than Storm. You're a Punisher player, you know, Hela's going to be natural for you on the hit scan, as they're going right in with the Telly. And right now, Vest is trying to back up a bit here, as we do have me with the fate of both worlds, keeping them alive. Here comes the big meteor, though. Can Ben land to hit the connection, and Cooper is eliminated.
That is a huge pick here, too. They need to keep up with Ben being able to get that pick here on the other side. Meteor of M now coming in from Vets. Tries to yeet it. Snake its way past the Doctor Strange shield to then get Valk. Lucky Dog is going to be, Forky Dog rather, is going to be able to be met back in the spawn. And Hella Ult coming in with the Goddess of Death. Ultid's not giving up this job just yet. With Jobless Bumps just trickling in, staggering into more, being a problem next there, too.
Oh, yeah, the Eye of Agamotto I didn't love, but I think they're trying to get a bit more picks here with Ultins in the top ground as the Omega Hurricane comes and tries to clean up here. Valk, though, trying to get that quick switch, but Spark Chief just completely doing what the Hulk does best, Vicky, and that is smash.
And that's lingering and stalling for as long as possible with the health reset here, too. Going berserk mode here, world breaking as FlyQuest still do not give up this point despite the fight that Jobless Bumps just put up for that first round.
My gosh, I liked this team comp they have here. It was full aggression between Hulk and Wolverine going crazy. Again, Logan doesn't need the backup. He is the backup and just complete, again, all gas, no brakes mentality. As we check out the stats here, and my goodness, FlyQuest just absolute tearing it up here. I mean, the Namor pick especially, and they've got that opening whale if they want to try to get a combo. We saw this a lot in the MRI. You get the the DPS boost there from Luna into the whale for some crazy Olymp potential.
It just burns you through anything. Even sometimes when you find yourself in having that strategist ult, just trying to power through a lot of damage output, just having that extra damage goes the distance. And Audio's already with 7.6k damage on the board here as we get set up. Love our observers having some fun here. FlyQuest already planting their feet after that first round.
That little seat pod is left speechless. You can just see his face here. And so in my strong start from FlyQuest, this is why I still thought they were one of the teams to beat. You know, they got surprised, but they are they're vets. They've been here before, like I said. If you're jobless, though, reset, you know, and figure this out. They've got Ultron now in the lineup to get a little aerial coverage and DPS here as they got the triple support.
Speechless here, but the little seeds too have to give some energy to British Tree because he gets taken out. The follow-up, the more coming into with that ult from Audio. It's just completely shutting down me. Jobless Bumps now only really left with Forky Dog and Valk, considering that they took out the Ultron and energy. Now finding Ben is going to send Jobless Bumps just a reset once again here.
Man, Vest is just, you cannot spell clutch without M-A-G-N-E-T-O. Don't check that. Magneto, though, definitely Vest there doing a great job at just cleaning up what is left from Whales flying and Energy clawing out. And again, I said Energy needs to go crazy here, and he's showing that.
Gotta do it again now. Especially with Spark still being on that Hulk. Been putting on a performance. Vez also having that meteor ready to go. Energy having that ult as now British Tree with some help from Valk are going to be approaching from the back end of this point.
Absolutely nice little poke damage here. And right away the engagement. Zeus does get the pick on Ben. Main Vanguard going down early. And at this point, he's just trying to keep the team alive. And here it is. Vez. Oh my God.
Oh my.
Three. My gosh, Metal Flies, enemy cry. Magneto's in full control of this map.
He came in charging. Just put the rest of Jobless Bums in a shish kebab. Couldn't do anything about that.
I had a feeling FlyQuest was going to come out here on fire. I mean, just, again, not only just from themselves, but everyone talking about, okay, this team lost. They don't deserve to be where they've been in power rankings and whatnot, but they are locked in right now. And if you're jobless, you guys got to get this going because right now we have all momentum for Fly.
Made a big fan here, too, but great Magneto shield while Energy is still terrorizing your backline, by the way. And now you have no strategist to help keep the sustainability. Forky Dog has gone down, I believe, now twice with that invisible barrier. Even with the Hella taken to the skies, Olsen's can't do much because the sustainability here now from FlyQuest as they reset get to still keep their feet planted on that point.
Yeah, we just have not seen any ultimates come together here for Jobless. It's just, I mean, one thing after the other. Me has to use the Fate of Both Worlds to even keep everybody alive in the chaos. They're going to TP onto point here. They've got to flip the script to see if they can even get a little tick on this point. But right now, it's 99%, and that's yet again what we saw in the first map. This is all Fly.
Overtime now taking away with FlyQuest having the advantage this time, and they've already found 2 onto Valk and me. Here's the invisible boundary, but maybe too little too late. They can't even be able to push forward because Spark also having the staggering, the lingering Hulk ultimate just to keep them here and do enough damage. FlyQuest 0 to 100 situation as they kick JOBLESSBUMS off of map 1.
My goodness, they completed their side quests on the off time. Now it's the main quest. It's a FlyQuest, and they showed dominant performance there. And honestly, Vess, hello Vess, just going crazy on that map with elims as we look at the final stats and the MVP. And I knew it had to go to Vess, the Vanguard himself. Tremendous play from this guy.
Dude, the follow-ups between Vess and Energy. You know what, FlyQuest? I wasn't familiar with your game. You made a fan here. Time to fly for real. As we take a look, yeah, wow, Vess 15 final hits is crazy.
Yeah, all of Jobless together had 9, and he has 15 on his own. And he actually out-damaged the lead DPS in Ultons too. Honestly, I think they won a lot of that at the pick and bans. Getting rid of Punisher and Torch, just I don't know if Jobless, they had their game plan around that, but again, all around the board, strategist play phenomenal. But when your Vanguards are playing on top, often the overlooked role can sometimes just go crazy. We saw that just now.
We also saw that from Cooper, right? Like Cooper being able to follow up specifically around Energy whenever Energy was trying to get put into position with some of these kidnaps, isolating Ben a few times, even with JOBLESSBUMS, making that swap off the beginning. It was like British Street said, all right, no, this is not working out. Swaps off here. Ben then took over the Magneto. British Street had tried Groot, tried the Doctor Strange. Not really able to figure out what to do differently, though, by the end, even on the second round. And this beautiful triple and the boost, too, from Cooper having the fate of both worlds. That's how you know you're just going to be able to mow down any attempt from JOBLESSBUMS on that second to last fight.
Yeah, Vess, I mean, my gosh, hang that quad.
Okay, we got Convoy here for map number 2. So FlyQuest, which this is a team that we highlighting, struggling just a little bit when it comes to these map 1 domination maps. Now moving over to map 2 for Convoy. They're already pretty good, already banning out the Emma Frost off the rip. No surprise there, and saving the Magneto here for JOBLESSBUMS.
Absolutely. Yggdrasil's Path, great map, a lot of fun, always crazy back and forth. But we did see FlyQuest, I believe, play this map just the last time we were on air here, and they did a lot of Jeff NATO last time. So we'll see if they bring that back out. You know, I don't know if it's a break in case of emergency, which was obviously to be eliminated at that point in time. They needed to win 2 in a row. And look at that. We do have a change here. Wolverine, the energy monster that was just last match, has now been banned. I thought maybe they would go with a Hulk ban just in case, but it's a Wolf.
Yeah, because the Namor was also, problematic at some points there too. From Avios, he was like 21-2 with like over 12.2k damage, and that was over like maybe less than 4 minutes or so. Going back and forth though, seeing Loki being banned here too. So it's the Wolverine, Loki, maybe the Adam Warlock to prevent a res comp from coming out of FlyQuest.
Yeah, most banned hero in the tournament, so a lot of Loki bans expected to be there today. We do have Luna being locked. Cooper plays a lot of Luna, so we will see plenty of that in action for them. As we just saw, Adam Warlock, the bans are staying about the same outside that Wolverine change-up. And for the last save, it looks like it's going to be Ultron, which they teased at the end there, but it did not do all that much of a difference. But again, new map, new possibilities, Vicky.
The fact that they're hovering over that Luna, though, and we see the Luna protect from FlyQuest here, okay? Because now we're going to be able to see the Luna protecting here on the other side. So both teams will be able to have a Luna on their team here. And wondering what the last ban here coming in from the other side. Okay.
You gotta get that Luna. Oh, yeah, it's the same bands there that they did last time. And Luna, again, guys, this is the old patch. This is not updated, so that Hawkeye-Luna team-up still crazy. And Luna is all that much more of a lethal strategist. The lock-ins, the tree is locking the tree. We got double group play. Very, obviously a great Vanguard on this map for many reasons.
Well, British Tree struggled a good amount just in trying to find their footing. Rolled out of the spawn doors, like where I believe it was the Magneto from British Tree's side, and then they had to swap later on from Ben. And even with these swaps, even going back over to the group, just did not help out JOBLESSBUMS here.
Yeah, absolutely. This map has you can tell right away just the momentum and the feeling of the map here as we do a flyover. This is a little bit of a look of all of Asgard at the Royal Palace. This map not in the rotations today, but I do love me some Yggdrasil's Path. One of my favorite maps to play personally, and one that I'm always pulling for. Always just good, competitive, crazy fun. And listen, again, Jobless, play loose. Just do you. If you lose, you're out of the tournament, and if you win, you're one step closer to the playoffs.
This was the second map I ever played in the game, and I remember talking about how beautiful it was, like the statues here too. Such a nice map aesthetically. Music is pretty banger here, and holding that fat first choke by that corner is always so important too. As we get started for map number 2, FlyQuest up an entire game.
Yeah, FlyQuest here with the triple Vanguard to start things off. We got Thing, Magneto, and Groot just putting the full aggression on early, but Valk getting the best of it, getting that early pick on Spark Chief. Love the opening there from the Flyers, but quickly Energy now switching from Wolverine over to the Vanguard role. And that's what I love about Rivals. You're not locked in. You can switch it up, change it up, and we're seeing that from Energy and Vest right now.
And even with Spark going down first and making that swap now to the Strangest portal right back in, JOBLESSBUMS are getting deleted here with the damage output that we're currently seeing between Vez and these Groot walls.
Yeah, Vest already has that ult ready to go, and we're getting there for British Tree. This is always one of the most demoralizing spawns to stay in because they're just right there in front of you. As we do have Vest with the Groot ult, and gets a little bit of something there, but no, in turn, British Tree instead going to get Spark Chief. That's a huge flip.
Spark Chief going down first again. Now you have the retaliation from British Tree, and everybody here from JOBLESSBUMS gets to stand on this point finally after sending FlyQuest back to the spawn.
Yes, the group hug they didn't ask for. I mean, that was beautiful from Ben, really making up for what was a bit of a struggle of performance for Magneto on the Dom map. And again, just great performance from Jobless here and a response. We'll see FlyQuest switch things up. They're going away from the triple Vanguard. Spark is going to Captain America. Steve Rogers, he can do it all day, and they did that a couple of days ago, so he's back.
See here, making these different swap-ups. Energy being on that torch too, taking a good amount of damage here, but with some help from Zelos being on that Invisible Woman, keeps him in this fight here too. Beta both worlds forcibly activated from me here. Their Adios goes down from FlyQuest. JOBLESSBUMS want to keep up their pressure, want to keep up having the advantage, and answering that back is going to be Cooper too. But with Forky Dog being on that Jeff, trying to take everybody together. Vez isolates Forky Dog. The strat doesn't work. JOBLESSBUMS now sent all the way back.
That was actually crazy because Adios got picked. He was using his ult, and Val got the pick there, so I thought there was going to be some real momentum, and then unfortunately, Forky Dog, yeah, you know, sometimes, what do they say, that Jeff needs to chew his food before he eats, even though I think folks don't chew their food, but yeah, he definitely didn't get anything out of that one. Invested a quick follow-up. Let's see if they can get things together here for the next one.
And that's even here, right? Playing on that last week's build. Not an update here at the same time as Supernova now coming in from FlyQuest here. Energy holding forward, focusing now on the poor Luna Snow. Me manages to back away towards the spawn room gates, and Cooper gets that pick onto Oltens, the sniper on the ground here from the Luna Snow action.
Yeah, just keeping that momentum forward. And what's tough is they use that ban on Wolverine, but having now Invisible Woman and Luna as your core 2 strategists in the back, like, good luck. That's just so much healing output. Great ults, and honestly, the 2 best strategists next to Loki within Rivals, so it's going to be tough to beat that. But they do have the Groot ult. They've got Valk, little Omega Hurricane that could do the Jeff NATO. FlyQuest, they did that last time on this map. We'll see if we get a little crazy team-up action.
At least with Valk having the Omega Hurricane before they come right back up. Here is that Strangling Prison. Now Invisible Boundary, not going to be able to find its mark because the group wall there blocking him at the same time too, hiding behind it. And FlyQuest now just come out on top once again. A few trades though going out, at least from Oltens being able to find Energy.
Yeah, they had a lot of things blocking it from, I mean, just the barriers, and Invis did a great job there too. Now look at, we're just going full aggression though, and they've got to change something up. Ben is going to Captain America. We'll see if 2 Steve Rogers can get the job done. We saw that action in the MCU. It's here now, and Rivals, here comes the Omega Hurricane with the Jeff NATO. They need to make this matter as we've got the Luna ult in response, the pickups, the swoop ups. Are they going to get what they want here? No! Fest! 6 down Valk!
Vest needs to be studied. Vest's impact here with FlyQuest has just been unmatched against what JOBLESSBUMS keeps trying to throw at them. And then you have to worry about Cooper having that fate of both worlds, just healing everybody else. Ultron ult coming in here too from Ultin, just trying to keep the rest of JOBLESSBUMS alive, flying close to the ground here. Energy with the supernova and no counter just yet from JOBLESSBUMS means that they have nothing to heal through this. Instead, it's just all damage output from FlyQuest to send JOBLESSBUMS back before they can even reach that first checkpoint.
And my gosh, FlyQuest is just playing again. They've completed, they've gotten rid of those side quests. They saw the memes, they're making the dream come alive as Energy scoops up the finishes and just a dominant defense there. Fireworks show disguised as a team fight. Fantastic job and hold.
FlyQuest are looking on fire. They're upset. They're here to prove why they're here in the first place. You know, hearing that side quest thing, not only that, just noticing they're playing objective. Sometimes you have to play objective to boost up your rest of your stats before you try to target that last boss, and that's something that FlyQuest are doing within this lower bracket now. But if you're JOBLESSBUMS, they didn't really have strategy ults to deal with the supernova at the very end. They tried so many different things, the Sharknado at one point there too, but wasn't able to isolate the backline that is as strong as it is from FlyQuest.
Yeah, you banned the Wolverine, but at what cost? I'm telling you, FlyQuest, they're just cooking in the kitchen right now, closed for JOBLESSBUMS, unfortunately. But looking at the stats here, I mean, again, we're seeing Vest go crazy. Vest did amazing map 1, 7 final hits, 11k damage. Great job there. And then just Cooper with just plenty of healing to go around. It is a beautiful team effort here.
11.8k damage. Vez, I don't know what you ate for breakfast this morning, but definitely some winning cereal out here. FlyQuest looking great. I'm trying to change something here, looking on the side for JOBLESSBUMS and maybe what they want to bring out to the table.
Yeah, I saw Ultin's float to Psylocke. Obviously, he's getting the armor out there, but we'll see if they end up changing something up here. Wow, okay. So we're going to be locking in these teams, ready to roll. Energy taking this side route, doing a little flank action as Johnny Storm, and he's going to get the heat going right away. Find your extinguisher, get Luna Snow's ice on it. It's going right through them, and they're going to force that cloak bubble out right away.
I'll try to cook in the kitchen with Avios too, helping them out as Forky Dog is the first victim to fall here. JOBLESSBUMS having to back away, but at least here having Ultins on that rocket will be able to get Forky Dog right back into the action, hopefully. FlyQuest still having to be the problem that they are in the skies. Cooper then following up, splitting the attention from JOBLESSBUMS front line to be able to get Ben as Spark follows up here from the backline. Still, the backline is in so much trouble from JOBLESSBUMS. No chance to reset, even between the rocket and the cloak and dagger.
I mean, you got 5 in front of you, and you've got Energy constantly throwing flames behind you. What are you supposed to do here? I mean, it's like this is a full new and fresh team ready to go. Absolute flame on, game on. Energy's going off. Now they're forced to do tally, but oh my gosh, did he just get pulled out? Oh, it's right now. This is rough.
Oh, they're crying. They're crying when they got to deal with Energy in the air. I mean, he didn't even need a supernova. He was like 5% away. What a dominating takeover for map number 2. I believe that whole series, Cozy, must have been like, what, like 10 minutes or so? FlyQuest, they were on their way to speed quest their way through that first match.
I was going to say they're speedrunning the lower bracket. I mean, that was like half the time as the countdown clock. Insane job from them. And that's what happens sometimes. You get surprised, you get pushed into the lower bracket, and then someone else has to deal with it. And I'm not shocked. I'm not. We talked about them in the green room and before, and we ranked them as one of the top teams for a reason. Energy, again, it can be land, it can be air, Wolverine, Human Torch, he gets the job done. Across the board, though, everybody played a dang near perfect game there for Fly.
Yeah, not only looking at Energy, Vaz obviously having their own pop-off moments here. Cooper with the snipes too, coming in on that Luna Snow after they had protected the Luna too. Having a lot of that impact, 16.9k support here. Looking on the other side, me trying their hardest to stay alive. 15k healing, but it's so hard when you got to deal with the onslaught of damage being put out by FlyQuest.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even just map controllers, map ownership with the mortgage, the title, the whole kit and caboodle there. Tough run there. But I do want to say, first, congrats to FlyQuest for the win, and just a thank you to JOBLESSBUMS for a great logo, a great team name, and honestly, a great job making it this far. A team just pushing it together. But FlyQuest, they got the job done.
Be moving on here too. We take a look at some of the highlights to pinpoint what FlyQuest did that was nice. There was a good amount of clips out here too, following up between FES and Energy, but also being able to have Aldios on that Ultron just to follow Energy around so that way they could try to pull a lot of that attention away from JOBLESSBUMS' backline.
Yeah, I mean, really, that was the name of the game on the offensive push here. There was just nothing to be done. I mean, we had Cooper taking out Vanguards in the thing, and it was just a constant pushback. One, team was pressing W, the other S the whole time, and it was just rough from start to finish there. I didn't think it could get any more dangerous out there than what we saw in Domination, but that was not the case, unfortunately. And again, we needed Energy to play now from getting into the playoffs. Vest, my goodness, absolute insane cinema from Magneto there, man. First of all, congrats.
Thank you very much.
Hey, listen, what adjustments, I gotta know, what adjustments did you guys feel like made the difference today from what you gotta learn in the upper bracket? I know you guys were a bit shocked from the Ego Death dive stuff, but yeah, this team looked polished like I'm used to casting you guys from the MRI and the MRC.
Yeah. Well, we went in at the start. I think we were a little cocky, and then Ego Death, they lived up to their name. They killed our egos, and we just had to, lock in, make sure that we were playing our best.
I like that because the Ego Death logo also kind of goes hand in hand with that, and I'm sure you guys want, that revenge going forward here too. But looking at the way that you guys just played too within your first series of Solars, I noticed between that and then your match versus Ego Death kind of set up the tone. You guys lost that first map. Is there something about Domination that you guys have been able to figure out that you have to work around a little bit better?
Yeah, a little bit. We've been scrimming a lot more, like Domination and stuff, and then I think it's also just Hell's Heaven. Like that comp is just our kryptonite, or that map rather. Sorry.
Well, you turned it around pretty quickly, Krakoa. I know, different map, but same game mode. And my goodness, that looked like again a different team. And the Magneto play was just something to watch. And I really respect your answer, Vess. A humble answer at that. Can you help me understand a little bit behind the scenes here as you guys practiced, scrimmed, and got ready for what this matchup was? Did you guys change anything? And obviously, you don't have to share what, but strategy-wise, I felt like just everybody knew what they were playing. I know you've had sub-ins and everything, so just that extra couple days just give you guys that time to lock things in.
Yeah, so we just kind of had to like revert to how we were scrimming before. We got a little too cocky, and as long, like we just played our best. We just locked in. We made sure that our comms were good, and that brought it together.
Good stuff.
Yeah, honestly, moving forward from that, though, I like how you guys have recognized the mental aspect of having to make the comeback. Do you have any advice to any players that find themselves in the slumps? They're on a losing streak. They don't really know what to fix. Sometimes they like to push the blame on the team. It's never them. It's always the team. Do you have any advice for players that may feel like that sometimes when they're having a pretty rough rank day?
Yeah, if you're having a rough day, sometimes you just gotta take a break. You gotta step back, and then you come back centered, and you just lock in and you play well, and that's all you can really do.
Well, buddy, listen, great teams, they're going to bend, but they don't break. They come back. You guys just showed that. You're now one win away to get into the playoffs. And hey, I saw it. The MRI, you guys went and just carried that all the way and all